Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. Well, today we're going to give you guys a review on the Logitech. This is the K480 keyboard. It's Bluetooth wireless, and you can hook up to 3 different devices at once to it, whether it's a PC or a Mac. And for us Mac fans out there, we actually have Command and Option written on here, so we don't have to go, which key was that again? Because you know, a lot of keyboards can work on a Mac, but very few of them actually have the writing for Command and Option for us to help us out a little bit, among other features. So, we're going to take a look at this one. Now, we were in North Bay yesterday at Value Village, and that's where I found this thing, and they only wanted $4.99. So for giggles, I turned on the power in behind, and lo and behold, the power light lit up. And I'm like, cool, somebody left some batteries in, let's see if they're leaking acid or not, and they weren't. But I did put new ones in regardless. But this thing is also, one of its major uses is for things like iPads, iPhones, Android tablets, Android phones, that sort of thing. But it does have PC and Mac buttons on it. So, you know, if you're on a Mac or an Apple device, you would go to the right button, you push and hold it for a couple of seconds so the Bluetooth light, which is blue, starts flashing quickly, and make sure you're also in your Bluetooth panel at the same time before you do that so you can tell it to connect to your computer, and away it'll go and do its thing. And the same thing would happen, of course, for the PC people out there, for your PC. Now, I don't know about Android if you use the right side button or the left. I don't have an Android device to test with, so I'm going by all my Apple gear. So I've got 3 computers up and running. Looks like YouTube finally loaded on my slow iMac. And I am connected to my other iPad, actually, out in the other room for my internet today. But I have 2 websites here. And on the iPad, which I'm going to have to sign into, so I'm going to go off screen for this. Okay, so I can only connect 2 devices at once to my iPad for some reason. It doesn't want to take a third. So we're going to do just some little typing. So it works just great, okay? And I don't know how well you saw that on screen as far as what I was typing, but it's definitely doing the job. And I typed in hello. Hello there, how are you? So I'll give you that close up. And let me just hold the iPad like this. I'll just hit some keys here. Okay, so you can see it actually does work well. Okay, so let's get rid of that and blank it out. Now, I don't have a mouse attached to my iPad right now, although mice are kind of handy on iPads. So we're going to say done and close that out. Actually, you know what? Let's reopen it. So, device number 2, I switched to now. And let's figure out, I think device number 2 is actually this iMac. Okay, so search for, yes, so I just typed in battery. And it's going to search Amazon for battery. Now, while it's doing its thing, let's go over to the other iMac over here to our left, to our YouTube station, and let's go and tell it to go to a different website. So let's see, mdg.ca, and yep, I want that one, and it's going to go find its way to MDG. Now, again, my internet is very slow off my iPad. We do actually live in the country, which really sucks for internet, especially with COVID going on. Once about, I don't know, 8:30 in the morning the last little while, our internet goes from going partially yippee to crash and burn. Just because everybody's on, right? Because a lot of people work at home. But anyways, so we've gotten to the battery page going on here on Amazon, which is fine. That's doing its thing. So let's go back to the iPad and type in I'm back. But let's get this note going. So I've got the words I'm back I just typed in. So you can switch seamlessly between your devices, which is kind of really cool, other than the fact of having maybe 3 mice involved. But, okay, we're up on MDG. We've got our batteries here, so we're doing good. And all done just from this keyboard for telling the computer what to do, which is really nice. So, as far as workability, it works fantastic. Binding to Bluetooth seems to be working seamlessly without any problems. This thing, for being a used keyboard, is in absolutely perfect condition for, like, basically brand new. And I hate using the word perfect, as many of you know, but, there's no damage to it anywhere, nothing. So why the person got rid of it, who knows? Maybe they just really didn't use it that much, or you never know. But I've seen these keyboards before in places like Value Village, not particularly this model. There was another model I was looking at, and I thought, oh, pretty cool, and there was one on Marketplace too. I thought, I'm not buying the one off Marketplace. They want too much. And then, of course, the one on at Value Village that was there that one time, the battery cover was missing. Otherwise, I would have taken it. Because I'm really OCD when it comes to, if I'm going to spend any money on anything, everything has to be intact in there, unless it's something that I'm actually buying for the purpose of not worrying about being intact. But if it's something like this that I'm definitely going to be using, I want to make sure all the pieces are there. I'm not going to go through the hassle of going to the company saying, do you have a battery cover? Sure, that'll be $32.99. No, not quite. You know what I mean? It's kind of one of those things. Some parts are expensive, some aren't. And sometimes you can't even get parts, right? That's the other problem. But I figured, for $5, as soon as I bought it, we were still at Value Village, and I went out to the car, hooked it up to my iPhone immediately to make sure it would work, because I do have an iPhone 12. And it worked perfectly. And I'm like, great, that's fantastic. I texted my wife from the car, and I'm like, honey, it works perfectly. She's like, cool, good score. And I'm like, got that right. So, but I wanted a portable type keyboard for the iPad, because I don't have any more keyboards. I'm kind of out now. Well, not entirely, but the thing is, I don't want to keep using the USB dongle thing, and it's just a pain in the neck. I'd rather try and go wirelessly. So now I just have to find a wireless Mac mouse for it, being Bluetooth, because I want to go Bluetooth with that stuff. I only want to use the dongle if I need to use it for, like HDMI or something. But otherwise, I want to be completely portable with this and basically use it like an actual laptop, because, it can work that way. But I do love the fact I can just, switch the switch here and go over to my other, and see it does this. It'll bring up the online keyboard now that I've disabled this one. I go here and I want, okay, what are we going to search for? I don't know, guitar pedals. Okay, so press enter. So it's going to go do that. And then we go over here to MDG, and we're going to go to, let's go to Amazon. So it works fantastic, binds very easily. The binding process, I don't even need to do that for you guys. It's so simple. It's like push and hold the button until this flashes blue quickly for your, basically, I guess, your iDevices for Mac, and for the PC side, probably be using that for your, not only your PC laptop or PC tower if you have Bluetooth in your tower, but also for your probably your Android devices. I'm not entirely sure about that. I don't have the manual for it. I got it used. Now, you can buy this at Best Buy in Canada. They sell it for about $60, which, I mean, it's Logitech, but, when you think about it, you're getting a lot for your money here in this thing. You can simultaneously, instantly switch between up to 3 different computers or devices, and just rotate and keep the same keyboard in front of you. Still have your tablet or whatever in front of you doing things on it, and just, flick between them, Now that disappears, and I'm back to the normal keyboard. I'm back. Hi there. Okay, and we're back to typing again. Okay, so that is fantastic, and that is that fast, too, interconnected between devices. So it's pretty cool. Bluetooth, as far as range goes, average Bluetooth devices usually have about a 30-foot range. So I would probably say that this is probably somewhere in that neighborhood, but you'd have to actually check the specs on it to find out for sure. But, I mean, you're not going to be 30 feet from your iPad, obviously, but, whatever. Now, as far as what else this thing would hook up to for Bluetooth devices, like smart TVs and that, I have no clue. I have no idea. So you're going to have to find that out. But I do like it. I think it's great. It was definitely worth the $5. Okay, 100%. If I was going to go out and say, okay, here's my budget. I'm going to spend up to $100 tops. I want a portable keyboard that's going to work with my tablet. It'll work with my computers, whatever. Now, it's not like I don't have keyboards on my computers. I mean, I have this for my big Mac, and I have the smaller Apple keyboard for my smaller Mac. Okay, so it's not like I'm out of keyboards here. But the fact is, I wanted to try and test this on all of them to see how the simultaneous stuff works even for you guys. But I think for $60, it is worth the money buying it brand new for that price. And I would definitely, now that I know what this is like, if I had to ever replace it, and they still make them at that point, because I have no idea how long Logitech makes stuff for, then I would definitely buy another one and buy it brand new. Unless I can find another used one in great shape for, really cheap deal. But, that's pretty cool. How much should you pay for this as a used one, though? That's something I know someone will probably ask. I think that in all fairness, if you're buying online, private deal kind of deal, somebody has one of these for sale and it's in perfect condition, you can verify every key works, all that jazz, and it does, then I would probably say a fair price used would be around $20. Okay, now that's Canadian dollars. So probably somewhere around $15 or $17 US, I guess. I don't know. But whatever the exchange rate is. But I wouldn't pay, personally, more than $20 for this thing as a used item, even on a private deal. But $5 at Value Village, yeah. So check out your secondhand stores too, and see what they have kicking around. See if they have one of these. There are different models of this keyboard. They have one that's got a trackpad on the side, and they've got another one that's just a basic keyboard. I was looking at them too, but when I saw this, I'm like, hey, that's cool. And it's like got 1, 2, 3. I wonder what that does. And then I figured that out without, downloading instructions or anything. It wasn't that difficult. And then I actually looked it up. So, it's like, oh, cool. So we have iPad, which is my Air 4, and we have my big iMac, and then my small iMac's on number 3. So that's actually pretty cool. So I like it. It works. It does the job. I would give this an easy 4 out of 5 stars. Nothing gets perfect, that's for sure. Nothing is ever perfect. So I can't give 5 stars, but I think it deserves a good solid 4 out of 5 on that one. And I think that's about as far as I push it. Because there is some negative sides. One of which is, of course, putting your iPad in. Now, my other iPad is much thinner than this, but I have a very thin case by ESR for my iPad because I like to protect my investment. So I do have a glass on here, but when I go and I put this in to the case, because I want to protect it in case something happens, the case is going to save your device, it doesn't fit right. Okay, and to force it, not a good idea, probably, but I mean, even if you forced it, it's still going to fall out because of these shoulders, right? But these shoulders are there to protect your face if it goes flat down, and it's there to protect your backside, that sort of thing. Putting it in this way, you still can't, right? So you cannot use this thing unless you have like a really super slim, cheap, garbagey case that can't really protect. It's just there to say you have a case. But otherwise, you have to take your case off and use it that way. That is a big downer for me, so that actually loses fair amount, so that's why I'm at a 4 out of 5. But other than that, if you can live with that, and you can live with a 4 out of 5, and you can live with the fact you can't use your case, unless you have a certain type of case that would work with it, and that's going to be a fun one, trying to buy a boatload of cases just to find out, hey, will this work, will this work, will this work? You know what I mean? You got to go no case. So that is the only real downside to this keyboard that I could find. So take it as you will. Thanks for watching. We shall catch you guys on the next video. Ciao.